I mean, I've heard this one analogy where it talks about, you're at the edge of a rainforest and you've got two choices. You're given a machete and, you can either go through the bush with the machete, or what you can do is you can set the machete down, get in the car that was built by somebody else, get on the road that was built by somebody else, and just drive to that town. Sure, you didn't do it. You didn't invent it, but the results sure as heck happen a lot faster. And are we doing it because we want our ego to get in the way of saying we invented the process, or do you want to be better tied to the solution?
Well, and when you look at successes, that's the thing, right? So when you look at, let's take Microsoft as an example. Bill Gates didn't create DOS, which was the primary system that Windows was built on. He bought it.
Mm-hmm.
And he bought it really, really, really cheap because that person just didn't know what to do with it from there. And so Microsoft became a thing, almost an overnight success. And you hear that a lot in business, right? Oh, the next overnight success. There's none of that. We're just leveraging other people and other people's knowledge in order to grow faster than they were able to. And so that happens in so many different things. Like if you listen to the book on Starbucks, he talks about it where he said, I basically just went to Europe, took what they were doing and brought it to America. Starbucks wasn't a new concept if you were on the other side of the world. They were already doing it and creating the cafe style version of espresso drinks. He just said, well, why don't we just do that? Because people seem to really love it over there and nobody's doing it over here. So it's just opportunity and how you take that opportunity. And when you get out of your own way and think and stop trying to think you're better and that you have to be, like you said, own the process. You don't need to own the process. Own the result. So take what someone's done, replicate it, duplicate it, right? Rip off and duplicate, R&D, and try to make it better. And if you're a really good person, go back to them and give it to them so they can be better too. And that's something that we do all the time where we'll meet with other broker owners and they'll give us something, we'll tweak it, we'll say, hey, here's what we did with it and here's the results, but thank you for the baseline. And sometimes they'll go, hey, that's a really great idea. We didn't do that. And so everything I do is based on collaboration. That's probably the better word than leverage. It's based on collaboration and based on the ability to humbly say, hey, please help me. And that's just something that I learned really, really early in life.
Well, I think the collaboration is with the people, the leverage is with the systems and processes.
100%.
Right. And I think that's how it really happens. And you've sort of done yourself a disservice in the sense of that you haven't really talked about how, like, when you talk about your team, your whole goal is to build them. Like it really has nothing to do with Andre. And I can say that's honestly within the brokerage. And I think that's honestly within your team is that you really work so hard to build them. So that's why I said it's a collaborative thing. It is not a leverage thing with people. And I think that's why I think it's a better word.
It's really hard for me sometimes to talk about that. And you're right. It's when I set out to do it, and I think most leaders miss this point.